Hi guys, so today I thought I would show you my everyday makeup that generally takes me a few minutes to do every morning. So I'll start with a serum, which I tend to roll on with one of those crystal things, because I think they're a bit fun. And then I'll use any facial spray I've got. Today I've got a Revolution one. I'll let that sink in and then use any moisturiser that I've got to hand. And then I'll use my primer, which is that L'Oreal Invisible one, and I'll spritz my face because I've got to keep hydrated. Then sometimes I use one foundation, sometimes I'll use two. I quite like a glowy base, and I find the Healthy Mix does that. Then I'll use a concealer. I quite like this Revolution, I think it's the Conceal and Define one that's similar to the Tarte, and I tend to put that on all the highlighted points on my face because I do buy a concealer that's a few shades lighter, and then I'll blend that in the same way with the same sponge that I use for my foundation. I tend to do under my eyes last because I think a YouTuber said that's good. And I used to use any powder. Sometimes I use a loose powder, it depends how I'm feeling. And I use this Kiko bronzer, which is, I think lots of people use these bronzers. It's the best bronzer I've found. It's nice and glowy, not too dark, and I'll put that all down my neck and on my chin as well, just because I find if you put it on like the points like your nose as well as the rest of your face, it looks a bit more natural because that's where the sun would actually hit. Then I'm just taking this MAC blush to put on my cheekbones, and I also put blush all across my nose where the bronzer's been put, and I'll normally double up on blusher because I quite like a bit of a glowy blusher, so I'll use this Revolution one or whatever blush I'm feeling that day. Then I'll just taking any highlighter, but today I decided on the MAC one in that palette. Put that on my cheekbones and anywhere really. I love putting highlighter on my nose, I think everyone does. I use this little fan brush. I also use that on my brow bones and inner corners as well. Always got to highlight your inner corners. Then I'm taking the Mini Controversy palette, and I kind of do any eye look with this palette to be honest, but today I was feeling more of a natural brown one, so I took the brown shade in the crease. I don't have the names on hand, but I took that all throughout my crease and made sure I blended that out. That's my main tip with eyeshadow really, is make sure you blend as much as you can. And I normally blend up to my eyebrow so it's a bit smoked out, then there's no harsh lines. Then I'm taking, I think that's Diet Cola, I think, and I just put that all over my lid. I'm not doing a cut crease or anything because I don't want it to be too complicated. It's nice and quick. I'll generally do this kind of eyeshadow for work, so just put that all over my lid. I'm not blending the edges to this too much because I am going to go in and blend now back with the first shade that we used, but I'm focusing it more in my crease instead of blending it out so it's a bit deeper. This eyeshadow look, you can only use two eyeshadows if you want. I just decided to take this light blue shade to put on my lower lash line, but you can just use the brown if you want to. I just fancy something a bit different, so it was a bit lighter, but it's so easy. And this is optional, but I sometimes like to use an eyeliner just because my mascara can tend to smudge sometimes, so I like using an eyeliner so it doesn't look like my mascara has smudged onto my eyelids because I'm too lazy to remove all the bits of mascara from my eye. My only really tip with eyeliner is go from one eye to the other and even it out as best you can, but always start your wings small. But it's all about practice. I practiced for days doing eyeliner before I wore it out, so it's all I can advise. Then I just use two Maybelline mascaras. I also have a Kiko one that I use, but I like to layer my mascaras because I find that one mascara doesn't do exactly what I want it to do for my eyelashes, so I found two that I really like. Although the first Maybelline one with like the purple lid, if you cry in that, it goes absolutely all over your face. So wouldn't recommend that if you're very emotional. I try not to use it on my lower lash line, on my lower lashes, because then I know it's just going to be all down my face. But I try and focus my mascara at the base of my lashes to give that volume. Then doing my eyebrows, I use a range of Benefit products, but today I went for I think it's the Cabral pencil, and I tend to do hair strokes at the front and then the odd hair stroke as I go throughout, but I just finish it with more of a line so that I have that end of my tail, because when I go in and add my gel to the eyebrows, I really fluff up my brows, and having that line at the end still adds the shape that I want, but so I can also still have a fluffy brow, because that's what everyone likes at the moment. I really like it, a nice natural fluffy brow. Sometimes I will fill it in with like a pomade if I'm going for more of a bold look, but on the more natural days I really fluff it up. I like to focus at the front, but I always start in the middle because I don't want loads of the product going on the front of my brow. Then I'm just going to do some freckles today. I don't always do this, but I just take any old eyebrow pencil. This one is from Natural Collection, so it's not that good, but I find it's good enough to do some dots for some freckles. And that is the makeup. Just pat that down. I then did take a Jeffree Star Pinky lipstick just for my lips, but I love this makeup. I think it looks really natural and just defines your inner beauty. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon.
Smoking big, rolling.